So there are just a couple of things I wanted to talk about today. Well, first of all, good evening. It is kind of late here. The kids just went to bed. I'm actually watching my son right now on the baby monitor. It's been like 2 weeks and he's been sleeping in his own room. He took it pretty well. I thought he would cry when we were transitioning him into his own room, but he had his Tony box, which I think helps a lot with comforting him. And we had we used this Hatch Baby noise machine, and it has like a red light. Well, actually a friend told me, I'll give her some credit. She told me that if you do the red light, then it's kind of supposed to it clicks something in your mind that just makes it more calm and wind down and gets you to sleep, versus like if you had a blue light. I think a blue light would wake you up more. It's like the same as using your phone. You can like change the setting to nighttime versus, in the daytime. And he's doing great. And then of course he has this little like baby stuffed animal fox that he gets to sleep with every night, and he's obsessed with that. So I think that really helps. Sleep props are great, very comforting, and they will grow out of it. It's not a big deal. It's not forever, so let them be little. Yeah, 1 versus 2, man. It seems like it has been so chaotic here lately. There are definitely good and bad seasons, but right now we are like in a really busy season, and it's just getting to the point where I am such a social butterfly that even going out to socialize with people makes me feel overwhelmed and sometimes guilty because of all the things that I'm leaving at home that I should be getting done. It does take a village to raise kids, and it is nice to have other friends to hang out with. It's been wild. I feel like if it's not with one, if it's quiet with one of my kids, then with the other one, I just am constantly having to pick up after or clean after them, and it is just busy. And there's always chores to be done, and cooking usually takes forever, like meal prepping your vegetables, cutting them. I'm using the crock pot like a lot now, and I am so grateful and thankful for it. And I was never like a dishwasher user, but in the past year I've probably used the dishwasher the most in my life versus like my entire life. I grew up in this house, so it was built in the 90s, and we just renovated our kitchen for the first time, and a nice dishwasher, and it's really great. I'm really thankful for such a hardworking husband. So I've been feeling like I need to keep working, and I was actually going to be doing dishes while making this video, but I am also kind of cramping right now too, so I'm gonna be venting to you guys, and thank you so much for listening. And I do have a couple of friends that I can vent to too, but sometimes it just gets so hard with because we're like always with our kids. Most of my close friends are stay-at-home moms, and one of them is a homeschool mom, and then there's my kids, and it seems like whenever you want to talk on the phone, the kids just get a little worse, in my opinion. And I'm not gonna call my friends while my kids are napping, because that's like my time to just like have all the quiet time and just like watch something. Or today I took a nap with them. I really needed to recharge, and I'm constantly learning like what my body needs to like not have such a short fuse with my kids. And by short fuse, I mean like I really hate yelling. I feel like it's so detrimental for their like emotional health. So, and I don't want my kids to be like scared of me. I'm their parent. I want to be their safe place. I want to be like their loving place. So I do not want to be a yeller, an old yeller at them. If they're doing something wrong or if they're annoying me, I feel like it's an opportunity for me to learn patience and grace. an opportunity for me to explain to them, to maybe like bring up a Bible verse, to maybe bring up Jesus. So it's great. Yeah, I'm trying to learn that more and more because I wasn't really used to, I always thought people who talked about Jesus all the time were like kind of weird, but it's actually, no, it's a good thing and it's a positive thing, and I think it just brings so much more joy into your life. Balance Christ and our life, and we should always, I'm trying to teach the kids that we should always have him in our life, and it has helped so much that we are learning this homeschool. The curriculum that we're learning is my father's world, and I highly recommend it. He is in his pre-K stage right now, and it is summertime, but we started really late, so we're gonna, and he loves it. It's really chill. It's like 30 minutes a day, and then if I combine like the whole week in one day, it'll be like an hour and 30 minutes maybe tops, but it's really repetitive. So if you're like learning something on Monday, you'll be like repeating the same story or the same poem on Wednesday or Friday, and the next week too, it'll be like a lot of repetitiveness for the unit. Yeah, it is a unit thing, and the units include like 2 to 3 weeks of the same Bible verse, same stories, and same songs too. So it's really fun. My child is so happy about homeschool, and I like that it introduces the Bible so early, and it just gives me more of a structure. I'm a very like routine person. We have like a morning bath and night bath, and then there's breakfast, lunch, and dinner all at the same, we do the same time every day, and I just think it creates familiarity for the kid, and he really likes that security. He likes what to expect, and I like what to expect too, but we're also flexible at the same time. It's not like super strict or anything. Life is all about balance, and that is what I'm trying to do as a parent. I think is important is not rushing my kids, and not rushing in general. I feel like I'm, as a person, as a mom, as somebody who's employed, you're just on the go, go, go. If it's, you check 1, check 2, check 3, like all that. And I don't want my kids to see life like that. I think it's more important to just enjoy life in the moment, and it's something that you have to be constantly reminded of, like maybe weekly, maybe monthly. And I think that's just a human nature thing. We just always, once we get something down, we learn another thing. And for me, it's just really hard to be consistent. It's not really, life is like not that consistent, and I want more consistency. I would like to always remember to just slow down and enjoy life, and I want my kids to think the same way. I don't want them to feel like I traumatize them by like if we go to church every Sunday, I don't want them to feel like I had to rush them all the time in order to go to church, and that's why we were late all the time. That's something I struggle with right now, and I don't want it to be like that. I want it to be like a fun thing, like, oh, we get this opportunity to like spend more time with our family and go to church. But thankfully, my kids are learning how to be patient. Sometimes I just really, really want to get their food on the table. But no, I think they enjoy it a lot more when I get everybody's meals ready, like organize everybody's plates together and then put everything on the table, and then everybody's enjoying the food together. And I love that. We had a neighbor friend over, and my son and daughter and the neighbor kid and my dad was here, and my husband, they all got to sit at the table together and enjoy their meal. I just needed a break today, so I let them eat at the table outside on the deck, and I just sat down inside and was preparing a meal for tomorrow. And then I ate later, which I actually enjoyed better today because it was a quiet meal and it was really nice, and I didn't really have to worry about the chaos and feeding the kids. So I am thankful for that. And my husband was very understanding of me because I did ask him to just take over because I was in so much pain from standing. I actually went grocery shopping today with the kids and it was so fun. I like my routines and I love planning, but sometimes I can't plan because if my goal is to do this, then all the other things that I should be doing with like taking care of the home, sometimes those deeds are put on the back burner because I really wanted to do this. I don't know, I just know that I'm setting myself up for chaos when I come home. So I'm trying to find how to do that. Like grocery shopping, I used to think like, oh yeah, today in the morning I'm gonna go grocery shopping, in the afternoon, blah blah blah. Maybe it's just because I already have a couple of things that I've signed up for with my child. And as far as like sports, like Damien has joined gymnastics, and that's something that we do on Tuesday evenings. And then in the fall time, we're going to start going to women's Bible study on Tuesday mornings, and then he's gonna have gymnastics also on Tuesday evenings. So that is something that I have plans for. But as far as like baking or maybe going to the park, I don't think I can plan for those things right now because there seems to be so many things that I'm trying to catch up with at home. Like right now, I have like a pile full of dishes that I was gonna do while I'm making this video, but I just felt like I really needed to just sit down for a little bit and make this video and concentrate on making the video and just kind of vent at the same time. I have the opportunity to do this and be healthy, and that's another thing that's so important, is to just take care of your health as a mom. If you're doing physical labor and you notice that your back really hurts, or if you slept wrong and your back hurts, like take the time at the end of the day, like after the kids go to sleep, or ask your husband when he comes home to just watch the kids for like 20 or 30 minutes. That's all you need to like just do some stretches. I work out at home. There's this app that you can just like, you can do Pilates, you can do yoga, there's kickboxing, there's Pure Barre, which I really want to get a Pure Barre system because that just looks so cool. And I heard that Pure Barre is great for like working your booty out. There's a lot of, I have like elastic bands that are used all the time for Pilates, and little weights and a dumbbell, a Pilates ring, and a tiny like yoga ball, and just super tiny things that you can hide in a drawer. You know, it doesn't take up a lot of space. I work out like in my living room 30 minutes a day, and my body seems to be satisfied with that because the next day I usually feel great. I want to take care of my body, and my hair is very important to me. I've noticed I was trying to go like all natural and like grow my hair really long, but I used to be blonde and I really miss being blonde, and I actually set up an appointment at the end of this month to make myself blonde, and we'll see. Hopefully that makes me happy. Again, it is human nature to just like never be satisfied with self-care, or you know, you always think that's something that if you do so many things, it'll make you happy. But honestly, I can say that I feel more balanced if I remember the Lord and read his word, and that's what I'm trying to do with my family, and that's how I want my kids to go down. I want them to go down that path, and I think if you have him, then fulfilling your needs in that moment and in the long run too. You just have to remember, and you just have to prioritize. He deserves all the credit. Like if you have something that you want to do, it's okay to pause it, go attend to your kids or your husband or your family member, and then go back and finish it. It's okay to rest. Don't put too much pressure on yourself. Put pride on the back shelf and just remember to have some humility, and it's okay to be humble, and it's okay to not be perfect. It's really important because nobody's perfect, and no matter how many things you get done, there is always going to be something else that you need to do, and that is something that I struggle with all the time. And I used to be so hard on myself after my first kid, but I feel like after I started growing as a mother, I feel like it makes me want to grow more as a follower of Christ. It humbles me more, and I think that's so important because I think something that I really need to work on is that pride, is the mom pride. I can focus on my kids, and that is what's really challenging for me. You can have plans, and you can have routines, and you can try to have goals, but don't be so hard on yourself when you can't meet all those needs at the same time. Just remember to rest and remember to take care of your body. And because when you get older, you know, you're gonna have grandkids maybe. Your kids will never stop being your kids. And you wanna be there for a long time. And life is short, and you need to enjoy it. Don't let the mom guilt get to you. It's so typical for us moms to feel regret because we didn't do all these things. Give yourself some grace, and everything will be okay. And I hope this encouraged somebody. I just wouldn't wish any mom to feel horrible because she couldn't meet up to her own standards, her high standards, her like unhealthy high standards, because sometimes social media can be such a lie. I really admire when people can talk about the hard things that they go through. I know sometimes it's really hard to do that because there are a lot of commenters that can say the most meaningful things. When you have Jesus, it won't be the end of the world. A comment should not be the end of the world when you have Jesus in your heart. Just remember that. And I hope you guys have a good evening, and I will try to make another video soon.